Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings, with me, Gretta Chamberlain, and the Realm of Beings. Shifting Impressions, which is one of the vehicles that supports the transmission of the Realm of Beings, is here to assist you in delving into your being by providing numerous topics and discussions for you to intake as you deepen your connection with your inner world. Shifting Impressions is here to assist you in strengthening yourself as you excavate to understand your true nature. Join us today and learn to shift your mindset, shift your thoughts, and shift your focus to recreate your life and produce a new you. Shifting Impressions starts now.
Good morning. Welcome to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. I'm Carol, and I'm here with my co-hosts, Kathleen, Gretta, and of course, the Realm of Beings. A couple of reminders I'd like to put in before we get started. If you want to experience more of Gretta and the Realm through other narratives, there's a webinar coming up on August 31st called Starseed Light Gathering. It's going to be Saturday, August 31st, 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And you can sign up at eventbrite.com. That's E-V like Victor, E-N-T, B as in boy, RITE.com. And right from there, you can reserve your spot for free. It is going to be a virtual meeting where Dr. Gretta Chamberlain will be speaking. Again, I'm going to remind you that Kathy, Gretta, myself, and the Realm, aka Shifting Impressions, are inviting you to please come join us in New York City for the New Life Expo, October 19th to the 20th at the New York Bar Historical Building. Gretta will be performing complimentary psychic readings as well as lectures and workshop. Kathy will also be delivering a lecture, and yours truly, me, I will be there to say hi and welcome everybody on board.
Until the next one.
Until the next one. You can get your tickets online at www.newlifeexpo.com. And of course, you can always experience Shifting Impressions and the latest news on www.therealmofbeings.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, and any of your favorite streaming platforms. And of course, Transformation Network also has some of our episodes. Usually you can't see them, but you can hear them.
Hey, Carol, they have to register for the Starseed seminar.
Oh, yes, you have. That's why I said Eventbrite.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's how I already did register.
I did too.
Yeah.
Oh, right now, I did too.
So, guys, there's very few left, and we all want to hear Dr. Gretta talk that day. So, anywho, back to regular programming. We at Shifting Impressions are very happy to be here on Transformation Network each Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time and 8 a.m. Pacific Time. Listeners, if you're new to this podcast, thank you for joining us and sharing this experience. These conversations will help you to look at your life and your creation of reality to see what you're creating, how it shows up, and how you can gain perspective so you could learn how to shift what you are creating in order to create what you want. So welcome everyone. To new listeners and viewers to the podcast, each week Gretta shares with us a quote that the Realm of Beings has passed on to her. The three of us ladies discuss it, and halfway through the program, the Realm of Beings will come in and they will give us more information about the quote that they shared. This week, the quote is, and I don't usually put a title, but I had to this week because it says, "Get on board, love yourself. Bring high vibrational experiences into your life, love you." And obviously this podcast is going to focus on loving yourself. But I have to say, and I'm going to give my age away, as soon as I saw "Get on board," what do you think, Kathy, was the first thing to pop into my head?
Love Train.
You got it. OJ's Love Train on Soul Train. And
I'm a psychic. I read your mind.
there you go. And I literally have not been able to get that song out of my head. I went back to look at the video from Soul Train, and we should have used it last week because they talk about love all over the world, which is what our quote was last week. This week, we're back to loving ourselves. We know we need to love ourselves. We try so much to love ourselves, don't we, Greta? And I have to say, we know these things. We know the lesson. We know how important it is. Why do we still loop? Why is it so ingrained for so many years that we still have difficulty doing it? I mean, I joke around because we know this is coming from the unconscious. The unconscious may not tell you directly what you want, but it's telling you what you need, and it's telling you in a way so that you're still going to learn the lesson and you're going to repeat it until you learn it, or loop. And I always ask Greta, can't we just, I picture the unconscious as this little thing inside my brain, and I would love for someone to take a little laser and go zzz and get it out because it's driving me.
I'll do it, Carol.
Crazy.
Put your head down. Bell your head down.
So again, we want to always bring that love to ourselves, and we want to do it through high vibrational energy. So come on, Kathy. I know you want to say stuff.
I have to put my glass. I have to look at it again because when I saw this, I said, here we go again. I'm doing my Ronald Reagan. Bring high vibrational experiences into your life. And like you said, Carol, opening the door. For some of us, it is a challenge to do so. And for me, sometimes it is a challenge to do so. But I have determined that the little emoji that Greta sent about, with Alice in Wonderland, I have been using that little thing quite a bit, Greta. I can't say it on the podcast because the first word starts with F and the last word starts with an S and ends in a T. But I have decided that's what I'm going to do because,
Isn't that funny shooting thing? Funny shoot?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, it's like every day. It's like I woke up this morning and someone sent me a very beautiful good morning emoji, and it surprised me. And I said, oh boy, that really made me feel really good. I said, this is it really set my whole day off on a really positive, higher vibrational thing. And I've decided that it's okay for me to love myself just the way I am. And to present myself just the way I am. And I have decided today I really felt like I love myself just the way I am. And it's funny because all of a sudden I kind of sat up a little higher in the car, and I'm driving the car, and I'm going, And I noticed the change in myself. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to chill, fall back and breathe easy, and just enjoy the day. And enjoy getting my new highlights. Yes, audience, I got my highlights. Getting ready for New York. Can't do it the day I go because you never know what's going to happen. And just looking forward to a wonderful evening and a wonderful weekend. That's where I am right now. I am just loving myself.
Well, we all love you, Kathy. So you always got that too. Greta, come on, give us some words.
I'm going to start it off, my portion of this by saying that we're always saying to people, everybody, even children, fall in love with yourself first. We want to think of loving ourselves by being with other people. If I have this lover, if I have this paramour, if I have this husband, if I have this domestic partner with me, then and I'm loving them. I want to take care of them. I want to share bring them a present for their birthday. I want to fix breakfast for him or her this morning, and that's all well and good. You want to do that. But the big basic thing that we all find challenges with is falling in love with ourselves. I said, what are you going to do for yourself? You want to do this for this other person. Okay, that's all well and good. All of us are like that. We want to help, quote unquote, help people. But the thing is, we want people to feel good. But hey, you want to feel good about yourself for real, for real, and you're gonna know it, But I'd like to share.
And you're going to create it. You're going to create it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'd like to give this technique, and we're going to be sharing it in New York with people, is to write out seven positive emotions. Because one thing we don't do is, a lot of us, we don't practice. Mm-hmm. We don't practice it. We think it's going to just come. Somebody says, you create your own reality. Okay, yeah, I'm going to create this. Whoop-de-doo. It's not going to come to you just like that. I know, at least with me, it doesn't.
No, me neither.
Because joy, and I've said this on the podcast before, joy is one of my challenges to bring more joy into my life. And part of that, bringing that joy into my life is loving me. But the technique is write out 7 vibrational words, high vibrational words like joy, peace, unconditional love of self, patience, whatever. But do 7 of them. That's going to be your plan for the week. Because if your first word you put down is joy, then the next day, that's all you're going to practice. You're going to purposefully practice being joyful. You're going to do it. You're going to practice it. What does joy look like to me? What can I bring to myself that is going to be joyful? Because and you're not going to entertain anything else that's coming that's going to help you negate being joyful. You just dismiss that. You're focused on joy for you. If the next word is patience, it's not about having patience for other people. See, this whole list is for you, not how you're going to act with somebody else. It's all about how are you going to act with yourself. So patience, then you're going to be patient with yourself. You're going to be patient through all the realities that you create. Some might be something that you do want. Something might be, ooh, yes, I'm so happy that I have this. You're getting so excited over it. Or it might be something, how did I ever create that? And then
why did I create it again?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so your third word, that's what you do the third day. Unconditional love of self. How do I show unconditional love to myself? What does that look like? And see what it looks like for me, what it looks like for Carol, what it looks like for Kathy can be totally different because each person is different. Each one of us has a set of lessons that we have to learn. One of mine is joy. I have to learn to practice joy. I have to learn to be joy. So that's part of loving yourself. So I just wanted to share that technique with our audience. And like I said, we're going to be talking about that in New York. So like Carol said, if you get a chance, come on down. We'd like to see you. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have a challenge, I know, because, and with me, it's frustrating because here I am with Gretta and Kathy in the realm every week telling people you have to love yourself unconditionally. You have to understand that you're creating your own reality. And yet I constantly don't practice what I preach. I feel like I'm always looking for the external validation, and I know I need to have internal validation. Why am I not getting it yet, Greta? Is it just because of so much time, how long ago it was ingrained to me that I didn't deserve to be loved myself or to love myself? Like,
see, Carol, it's not about, don't beat up on yourself about it.
I know,
Don't feel
I know.
bad about it, because all of us, we've been taught, we started learning these things when we're young.
Yes.
I mean,
remember.
some of us have chosen to go into families that we sit back as adults and we wonder, how in the heck did I get through it as a
When
child?
was I adopted?
Or why did
Yes,
yeah.
yes. I thought, speaking of that, I thought I was adopted.
I did too, because I'm like, these people, I don't understand them. I just don't understand it.
Right.
My brother told me I was, and he meant that to be mean. And, looking back on it, I kind of wish I was. Well, because I feel adopted children, it's almost like they absolutely have to know that they are loved because they were chosen. Whereas your biological parents, if they keep you, it's like, well, they just had you. They didn't necessarily want you.
Yeah, you were.
Although
you would change your life, baby.
props to my mother. My mom always used to tell me that she ordered me from God. And even though I don't believe in God the way she did, because I look different from everybody else in my family, my ethnicity, I should have brown hair, brown eyes. I was born blonde and blue-eyed, and everybody would make comments. And that's where my brother would say, oh, well, you were adopted and you were found on the step on a test tube marked failure, like big brothers who could be mean. But I finally once asked my mother, why do I have blonde hair and blue eyes? And her answer to me was, that's how I ordered you from God. And that really then I didn't care what my brother said after that. So, I do remember the good stuff too, not just the bad stuff.
Oh, yeah.
We have a tendency to be our own worst critics, and also have a tendency to, you find the little teeniest tiny little thing and about yourself, and you can blow it all up. Like the little mole on your face might be, you can't even see it unless you have a magnifying glass, but it's there, and you go, do they see that? Do they see that? And you just want to hide yourself because you don't love who you are and you don't love what you look like. But we're in a society where we're socialized to have prejudiced personalities. We're socialized to, and we're everything is just thrown at you about what you're supposed to look like, how much you're supposed to weigh, what your hair is supposed to look like, your face, all these standards of beauty. And, it makes it very challenging sometimes for people, especially the younger people, when you're growing up as a teenager, to even love yourself, to even like what you even look like. And it can follow you because you spend going into adulthood, flipping out and freaking out the whole time. You just always discombobulate. Not all of us, but some of us. And
you don't measure up to what the standard of beauty was. When we were growing up, ladies, because we're all from that generation, the biggest model was Twiggy.
Oh, I was thinking that. I
was
thinking Barbie, but then I'm glad I don't have those feet.
Yeah, if you see the movie, it's funny. She can't put her feet down, and when she does is when her world falls apart. That is a funny movie, Barbie. Believe it or not, it was a more empowering movie for women than it was, sexifying or stereotypical beauty type of thing. It was actually very empowering, and the story behind her creation by a woman, mind you, is really interesting. But I was thinking in terms of, I looked the complete opposite of Twiggy. I still do. And I remember
God for that. Thank God.
Well, it took me years and years to learn that, the standard of beauty of not looking like Twiggy was okay. But I still have that in me about not being tall, not being thin enough, having the curvy shape like that. I never liked myself. Let's put it that way. I never liked the way I looked. So when I get external validation that someone tells me I'm pretty or something to that effect, I eat it up because I don't say that to myself because
but you created to have them say that to you, Carol. That's what we're learning now.
To myself, I should feel that way about myself, and I still, I'm practicing. I'm trying to practice.
It's the same thing as aging. Like you look in the mirror and you go, "Oh, good Lord," and you see yourself these days. But you see yourself differently than other people see you. Other people see you. Oh, you're a good-looking older woman. You're still a beautiful woman. And you look in the mirror and you go, "What the hell are they looking at?" And then you go, "Well, you know what? I do look good, and I do feel good." And when you feel good, sometimes we're
you look better then. Right? When you feel good, you look good.
But I mean, it's like, do you enjoy being you? And if you enjoy being you and creating things that demonstrate that you enjoy being you, like taking care of your health, working what the Lord gave you, work what you created to look like. But it's, for so many of us, like I said, we're so conditioned to not see the beauty that we are, and we don't have to. I mean, we're talking about, making contact. I mean, so you're going to get a 9-foot tall a female from another galaxy, and what are you going to do? I mean, it's like we're so focused on conditional love rather than unconditional, and accepting people for the way that they are is my point. And yet, it's funny, we don't mind seeing the so-called alien, but what are you going to do? What are you really going to do when they come to you, as the song goes? And so we're looking on the outside, but we're not looking at the energy and the energy that we put out. And if you put out like Greta does, the realm does, with this lower stuff where, I don't think I'm cute. It goes down, it goes down, it goes down. Where then someone says, "Oh, you're pretty and you're flying high." So you have to decide, where do you want to be? Do you want to be down here, as Greta would say, or kind of up here? I didn't mean to take your hands, Greta. That's Greta's prop.
Ironically, younger, I did not feel attractive. I never felt anyone told me I was. And a couple of years ago, a friend that I went to high school with, who still had his yearbook, brought it. We happened to meet for dinner. He brought the yearbook, like, nostalgia. And there was a picture of me, and I did not recognize myself. And I was like, "Oh my God, who is this pretty girl?" And I took a picture of that picture and I shared it with other people, and they all were like, "Oh my God, you were beautiful." And I was like, why didn't anybody tell me that then? Like, I grew up.
Carol, you're still beautiful. You're still beautiful.
You're so sweet, Kathy.
And that's the whole point. We are beautiful women, and we need to cherish and nourish that beauty. Because when we do, then others will cherish and nourish it too. Why? Because they have to support us where we are.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And that was my revelation for the day. So I'm done, Greta. I'm going to sit back now.
I want to tell about my tooth.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Since we're talking about beauty, I want to talk about my tooth. I had a gap in between my two front teeth, like right here.
Well, that's very African, but go ahead.
Yeah, I had a gap.
I still have it.
Here in this cultural framework, it was like, "Oh, you got a gap in your teeth. Oh, well, that's it wasn't, it was like, it was accepted, but it was not the best thing that you could have. Go get your mouth fixed.
Look like two chiclets, right? Look like two chiclets.
Yep. So I go all the way to Africa, right? And I find out that in West African culture, throughout that whole West African region, if you have a gap in your tooth, you're considered beautiful.
Wow.
So it was such a change for me. You know, here I wasn't so beautiful. There I was considered really beautiful. But now this is the thing that happened. I had to go to the dentist.
Oh no.
And I can't remember, it was about my two front teeth. And that man,
Was it
he had
Christmas?
to cap my
Was it
teeth.
the song?
He had to cap my teeth. And I didn't know what he was doing. You know, I mean, I knew he was capping it, but I didn't think he would decide it. Notice what he did. He decided that for me to have a gap in between my teeth was not beautiful. So for him to help me, he thought he was helping me. When he was through and he said, well, here, you know, they give you the mirror so you can look at your teeth. I looked at my teeth and the only thing I could say was, oh my God, my gap is gone. He had closed it up. He was so happy. He was smiling from ear to ear because he had done a great job. So to this day, I do not have the gap in between my teeth.
Now, could he have done it not because he didn't think it was beautiful, but because it was for health reasons? Because I can tell you, I've had a gap. When I was young enough to have braces that my parents would have paid for, I didn't need them. I had perfectly straight teeth. Everything was fine. As I got older, my teeth started to spread apart, and they still have. And that has created difficulty health-wise for me as far as my gums and things like that. So
wow.
Could he have been doing it because he was helping you for health reasons instead of for cosmetic reasons?
It could have been, but I just
you created it.
Heart,
So.
I feel, you know, I think he could have thought like that, but in my heart, I think he felt from a cosmetic perspective.
You would look better. Yeah, it's cosmetic.
Yeah. And so I think that's why he did it. Now, did I scream and holler at him? No. I didn't know anything about creation of reality. I think I was just so outdone. I just accepted it. You know, I accepted what has happened. Now, when I know that I created my own reality, then the question becomes, why did I close up a gap that in one place is a sign of beauty?
Now, you left where it was a sign of beauty, and you returned here.
Right.
And you had those events that happened in your life. So it's almost like closing.
Mm-hmm.
Me, what's coming to me, closing that reality to begin another reality. Oh, looking at me. Time for break, Carol.
Yes, I know, my dear. It always gets, Greta gets the most interesting things when it's time for us to break. Listeners, it is that time of the podcast where we will take a short break. When we return, the Realm of Beings will be here, and I can't wait to hear what they have to say. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Love yourself.
Listeners, welcome back to Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings. We're at that point in the program where the realm will come in and weigh in on the quote they have given us. Realm, are you with us? Welcome.
Yes, we are.
Have we been entertaining you? I think we have.
Yes. We've enjoyed everything. Thank you so much.
The quote that we've been discussing that you gave to Gretta was bring high vibrational experiences into your life. Love you. So we know you tell us all the time to love ourselves, but this one is really driving it home.
Yeah, we're going to keep on driving it because when you love yourself, you truly love yourself. You're not faking it now, but you're truly loving yourself. Then that means everybody else is going to feel that energy. And they're going to have to change. They're going to support you. It's not, they don't change. Now, let me say this again. The person or the people don't change. What's happening, you change. When you change and you show love of self, the people around you will support you that way. I don't care if you were with a person that's been insulting you, criticizing you all the way up and down and all around, but they can't do that anymore when you love yourself. Now, some people can think that loving yourself, that what we've been talking about this morning is all about being selfish. How can you be selfish in wanting people to appreciate you, to love you, to think you're a wonderful person? How is that being selfish? But you can't get them to say that, oh, you're a wonderful person until you think that you yourself think you're wonderful. See, they're going to support you. If you think that you're worthless, then you're going to be supported by them showing you that you are worthless. Why would you want to be worthless? Why not reach out and care for yourself? You know, go get a pedicure. Go get your hair done. Kathy put streaks in her hair. We heard her when she said it. They look nice, by the way, Kathy.
Thank you, Realm.
You're welcome. You see, why not? Why not buy some cologne? A men's cologne that makes, when you walk down the street, it makes you feel like you're the $1 million man. There's nothing wrong with that. Go out and buy yourself a new outfit. Join Weight Watchers or other organizations that assist in you losing weight because you want to. It's okay. Buy yourself a new outfit. It's okay. You want to feel, some people buy pets to make them feel loved and cared for. They want that feeling of being appreciated. So when the animal is jumping up and down because they know that you're getting ready to walk it or you're getting ready to feed it, it's so happy. It's so happy. So you're going to take care of an animal, make your animal feel happy, go out to the pet stores and buy them little balls that you can roll around and chase. And then you can buy them some catnip and watch them really go outrageous with their behaviors. You want to help them. You buy them little coats in the wintertime and little boots to walk them in the snow. You take care of all these pets. You do such a wonderful job. But then you'll buy a new coat for your pet. But when you go to the store and you look for a coat for yourself, oh, I can't afford it. I don't want to spend that money on myself. That means you can buy a coat for your dog and you can't buy a coat for yourself? What is that? And we're not telling you not to love your animals, but we're saying put yourself on a pedestal. Put yourself on the pedestal. We saw those Olympics, people getting up on those pedestals, showing their, what are those things they call? Those little circular things. What are they?
Medals.
Medals, yeah, those medals. Those medals that they put on, gold, bronze, and silver, they're just as happy. But you know what? What it shows here, they worked for it.
Mm-hmm.
They worked to win those medals. They did what they needed to do. They got up early in the morning and practiced before going to work or school. They worked for those medals. They focused on, this is what I'm going to do. I'm coming to Paris to be the golden boy of gymnastics. Or I'm coming to synchronize my diving with my partner, and we're coming to win, you see. That's the attitude that we impress upon you to have for yourselves. Mark yourself as a winner. Get that medal for yourself. Win the gold for yourself.
Realm, when you touched on about, which is exactly what went in my mind when you said about them winning the medals, my first thought, and you did say it, was that they worked hard to be there, to be able to win. And sometimes we have to understand that we need to work hard to love ourselves. I mean, it's very easy to just let it go and say, with like anything, even exercise, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start the dinner tomorrow, my diet. I'll start loving myself tomorrow. Like, everything, we postpone it. But the truth is, in order to love yourself unconditionally, it does take work. It doesn't happen instantly. So
it doesn't have to be
one
hard,
word that we'd want you to take out of there, Carol, and if we used it, we need to change the speech that we said. We're going to take out the word hard.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, yeah.
If you think that it's hard, it's going to be hard.
That's true.
So we want to come with the idea of loving self. It's going to be a great, loving, caring experience of self that's easy. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Easy.
Yes, Realm. Absolutely.
We're going to come easy.
I think my point was more about the expectation of it happening instantaneously.
I see what you're saying, Carol.
Yeah.
And with that explanation, yes, because you're right. We see it as hard for us to change. You see, when it doesn't have to be. You got to think it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy for me to lose this weight. Because when you think, oh, it's going to be hard for me to lose this weight, then you're fighting against yourself. One way, you want to lose the weight. But on the other one, you say, make it hard for me, which means you want to keep it.
And you attract what you fear.
Absolutely. If you want to bring fear into this, yes.
Yeah.
Fear is a way of not loving self.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many fears that people have. Fear of not having enough money. fear of losing my job, fear of losing my husband or wife, fear of dying. You got fear, fear, fear. You got fear, fear, fear. Oh, I like that. Fear, fear, fear. Ha! Fear, fear, fear. Ah, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. But it can be challenging. Notice I did not say hard. I
Right.
said challenging. It can be challenging. But you know what? We're here inside this space not to succumb to the challenges, but to overcome the challenges. You see, that is the purpose. Overcome.
But Realm, you also, I hear what you're saying, but I just wanted to add that you also have to have or create the desire, an unwavering desire to do so.
Absolutely.
To not go down like with what you call that rabbit hole, and to always use I don't like to use lower vibration and high. Just use just vibrate at the level that allows you to accomplish what you want to do or succeed in doing or to change about yourself. Am I right or wrong about that?
No, you're right, but it brings it right back down to the foundation of all of that. Love yourself. That is the foundation. You can't build a house solidly until you have some type of foundation on which you can build it. So your foundation, we're giving it to you every time on this podcast. Love yourself. That is the foundation. And then you can build everything else up on top of it. And you know what? If you're fear can be a foundation as well. And in fact, it is. Mm. So you can decide, I want to build my house on fear. What is that little story? The three little pigs?
Yeah.
The three little pigs. I made my house out of straw. And right. What did he come? Poof! I made my house out of wood. What came? Here comes the wolf. So the wolf in this case is fear. It's gone. You got so much fear. You got so much wolf. You're going to just blow that brick house right on down. But then here comes the other little piglet saying, I'm going to build my house out of bricks. So he's constructing. He's got his house out of bricks, solid. That's the love of self. The bricks are the love of self. Now here comes fear. Here comes the wolf. Stands outside, takes a deep breath, and goes, whoo, whoo. Woo! Can't blow the house down. Goes away, thinks about it. That's like fear going away. But you got to bring it back. So the pig brings it back. Woo! 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 Did you like my rendition?
We did, Realm.
He actually tried to climb down the chimney, but the pig outsmarted him. Because it outsmarted fear every time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he was able to rescue his brothers that had been swallowed whole.
True.
What a ghastly story.
Well, fairy tales are not based in the happy situation that we tend to think they are. The original fairy tales are basically horror stories. We've just had modern
people. I'm glad you said that. Because when we talk about the three pigs and we talk about the three houses. And then Kathy had to add that the wolf ate the other two. That was ghastly, Kathy.
This is how the story went.
That's a ghastly story.
It's horrible. It's a horrible story.
But you see, the thing is, oh my goodness, we just want people to love themselves. The pig, another way of looking at this, the piglet stuck to his thinking, loved himself, did not want to be devoured by the wolf
or the fear,
and made a strong house. That's what each one of you has to do. Make a strong house, you see. A strong house. Then those things, that fear, that doubt, that looking at yourself in the mirror, like Kathy said, and you got a pimple over here, you got a little mole, and you're thinking you look horrible. Get that out of there, you see. Be like the little piglet who built his house out of bricks. And what are the bricks? Can you ladies tell me what are the bricks?
Love of self.
Absolutely, Carol. Love of self. That's the bricks.
I need to get me more bricks.
You see.
You need cement my bricks. Because you can stack the bricks, but you can knock them over by accident. But if you cement them, so the glue would be the love of self would be the glue also. It's unconditional love of self.
Absolutely. That was a nice one. We like that. The cement. You're cementing it. Cementing it. Because you are practicing it. You're practicing cementing every part of your life in above and sticking to the foundation of loving self. That is what this is about.
And Realm, sometimes you have to point the bricks. You have to get the bricks pointed where they have to fill in the little cracks inside of the bricks. And sometimes, if I'm picking up what you're saying, working on loving ourselves, it's our beingness is joy. Our divineness is joy. If we constantly fill in those cracks, when we see a little bit of joy leaving, just plug it up and make sure it stays with us. Like point the bricks, keep the house strong, keep the mortar dry, or if it gets wet, it still holds. You don't lose everything.
And you won't lose anything.
Yeah.
So you don't have to lose anything at all. It's all by your thoughts. See, you chose your parents. Some of you came into families that were easygoing. Some of you came into families that were absolutely challenging. You see, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're going to create around you what it is that you want to experience. It doesn't matter if you grew up in what people call the hood. It doesn't matter. And the hood looks like different ways for different peoples, different races, different religions. Everybody's experienced being in the hood some kind of way. And if we take that hood out of a physical context and put it in a spiritual context, if you're not loving yourself enough, then you have just put yourself in the hood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
So you want to come out of there. You know, who wants to stay in the hood?
People who don't love themselves?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Unless you stay in the part of the hood that supports you in loving yourself. You see, the hood doesn't always have to be negative.
That's true.
It's where are you going to put yourself in it? If you put yourself in a place where it is not safe to be, then you're not in the section that supports you in loving yourself.
Realm, isn't that anywhere? I mean, no matter where, whether it's, you could call it the suburbs of hood, you're just broadening it out. Or maybe I'm thinking smaller connotation, you know, with, when you say hood, you mean inner city, and I guess that's not what we mean. That's anywhere you are on the planet.
Absolutely. Very good, Kathleen. Hood is where you put yourself to experience challenge.
Mm.
And hood, guess where it really is?
Inside of us.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. Inside of you. That is the hood. Yes.
If I may go
In
back.
negative connotations. So you can say, I live in the hood, and it can be a wonderful experience for you. It's how do you define it?
What's your perception?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we've explored two different types of the hood. One, low vibrational, one, high vibrational. That lets you know that regardless, you're going to deal with high, low, high, good, bad, as you, because by way of perception. Your perception creates things to be high or low. Your attitude about self.
You know, there's a song by Nelly. It's called Nellyville. And I love that song because he sings a song exactly about what we're talking about. Welcome to Nellyville, where all of even the projects have swimming pools and jacuzzis. In other words, he has literally written everything negative that they say about the hood or inner city, and he turns it into this marvelous, this beautiful, peaceful oasis. And that's why I love that song, Welcome to Nellyville. And there are some listeners out there that might want to take a listen, but that's exactly how he was creating, actually transforming how people see where others live and the realities that they create. And he was singing about you can change that reality if you go to Nellyville.
Absolutely. So what is really Nellyville? Nellyville is love of self.
Love of self.
Perceiving yourself.
The first hood guy.
What did you say, Carol?
Mr. Rogers, when we were very young, he was the first guy in the hood, and he taught children that it could be good because you have good neighbors, and good neighbors are, if you love yourself, you're going to attract support for the love. So you'll have good neighbors too, because they're supporting.
And that's right. And you're in good hands with Allstate right here. But next week it's Open Yourself. Excuse me. The title is The Inner Dawning of Yourself Opens You to Health, Peace, and Prosperity. And that's our last quote for August for Inner You, Unconditional Love. And open yourself to who you truly are and relish in the experiences of wonderful health, flowing peace, and opulent prosperity. So that's what we shall be talking about next Friday.
Like that one. All right. Well,
Greta, come back, Greta. Come back, Greta.
Yeah, we need Greta to come back. I just would like to remind everybody about the Eventbrite, which is Starseed Light Gathering. It's next Saturday, August 31st. Dr. Gretta Chamberlain will be a guest. It is a virtual show, I guess I could call it, and you can register at eventbrite.com. Bright is spelled B-R-I-T-E, like light bright used to be. So, and that's what we like. We like the light bright. Like to take this opportunity to thank Kathy, Greta, the Realm of Beings, Transformation Network, and most importantly, listeners, we thank you for tuning in and giving us the support. Until we meet each other, until we create each other again, have a wonderful week.
Once again, thanks for joining us at Shifting Impressions, Conversations with the Realm of Beings on TransformationTalkRadio.com. As you have explored today's creation of reality experience with the realm and me, Greta, each of you is being supported by us in further developing the understanding that you are not just an individual existing in linear time and space, but a multi-dimensional force of infinite possibilities who is connected to all. So begin to create the realities you want. Join us every Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Shifting Impressions at TransformationTalkRadio.com. So long until we create each other again next Friday.